So hello guys, my name is Kidung Jagad Kumandang, student number 121, and now I want to present you about my presentation about how to use though, although, even though, despite, and in spite of. So let's go to the next slide. So guys, after you read this title, are you familiar with those words? Like though, although, even though, and etc. And do you guys ever wondered how to use those words and what is their difference? So if you want to know about it, let's go to the next slide. So guys, this is my short, brief explanation about what I'm going to explain you in the example. So though, although, and even though is a conjunction. So what is a conjunction? Conjunctions is words that connect an independent and dependent clause. And then despite and in spite of. So despite and in spite of is a preposition. So what is a preposition? Preposition is words that connect a noun or pronoun to a verb or adjective in sentence. So guys, to use though and despite and etc., you must use their pair. So for though, although, and even though, you must use adverb clause. So and if you want to use despite, you have to pair it with a phrase. So what is a clause and what is a phrase? So clause is a group of words which consists of subject and verb, and phrase is the opposite of it. So phrase is a group of words that do not consist of subject and verb. So guys, I want to explain you briefly about the position of the words where you can put it. So though can be put in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end of the sentence. And then although can be put in the beginning and middle of a sentence. And even though can be put at the beginning and in the middle of a sentence. Then despite and in spite of has the same position, so you can only put them in the beginning and in the middle of a sentence. So to make you more understand about what I'm talking about, let's go to the example. So in the first example is though. So like I said before, clause is consisting of subject and verb. So in the sentence, the subject is I and the verb is think. So and the adverb clause is though the exam was difficult. I think I did well though the exam was difficult. So it is the example of though in the middle of the sentence. But guys, you can also switch their position. So you can switch though in the beginning of a sentence if you use comma. So it will be like this: though the exam was difficult, I think I did well. So you can switch the position of those two clauses, the subordinate and the independent clauses, and without losing their meaning. Yeah, you can put it in the front or in the end, but it will not lose their meaning. The meaning is the same. So the next example is though in the end of a sentence. The situation was difficult. I think I did well though. So guys, if you use though in the end of a sentence, it's considered informal. Okay, so it's only in the end of the sentence that you will consider though is informal or informal sentence. Then the next example, although. Although the exam is difficult, I think I did well. She was accused for stealing that bag, although I doubt it. So note that although can only be at the beginning or the middle of sentence. It's different with though. So so that those have the special privilege or special ability to be able to be put in the end of the sentence, but although is no. So it is what differentiate between although and though. Then next, even though. Even though the exam was easy, I failed. The phone woke me up, even though it wasn't very loud. So guys, there's a note among though and although. Even though have strong emphasis on the expectation. So we can look at the first example. Even though the exam was easy, I failed. So he or she is hoping that the exam would be passed, right? She would pass or he would pass the exam, but I failed. So even though emphasis a strong contrast, okay, in the sentence. So uh, he thought that he would be passed or he would be successful, but then he was failed. And then if you want to use the stronger emphasis or stronger contrast, you can use even though instead of although or though. Okay, so it has the stronger emphasis on the sentence, on the meaning of the sentence. Okay, let's go to the next example. Despite and in spite of. Okay, why I put despite and in spite of in the same slide, because it is actually the same. Despite and in spite of is actually the same, has the same meaning. So there's no need to make it a separate slides. So despite his best effort, the man just couldn't succeed. In spite of the situation, sleep claimed her eventually. Still, in spite of the struggle, she welcomed each trip. So those are the example of despite, in spite, and in spite. Okay, well, the meaning of despite is also the same with although, though, or even though, but like I said before, despite and in spite of use phrases. Okay, so what is the really difference between both of them is the clause and the phrase. Okay, what's the pair of each sentence that they use. Okay, so despite and in spite of use phrase, but conjunction though, even though, although use a clause. So guys, what have we learned? Yeah, we learned that although, though, and even though is paired with clause, and despite and in spite of is paired with phrase. So guys, do you know what the purpose of the things that we have been discussed? So the purpose is to make contrast or something different from one clause to the other clause, so that within one sentence you have contrasting ideas like positive and negative. So guys, thank you for your attention. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering and not fluently speaking to you. But if you have any advice for me or comment, let me know in the comment section below. And that is all for me. Thank you. Stay healthy, stay alive, and bye bye.